Hello, I'm Richard Hunter, Head of Markets, and welcome to our look ahead for the week commencing the 16th of January. We're going to continue to hear similar themes, particularly playing out from the United States. Clearly, any thoughts of a recession have been the main overhang for much of 2022. What we're now seeing is that inflation could well be near, if it hasn't already, its peak. We had some further inflation numbers out of the States earlier in this week, which, while they were largely in line with expectations, nonetheless did show that inflation could be decelerating. Of course, that feeds through to the fact that the Federal Reserve may not need to be quite so aggressive with its interest rate hiking policy, which in turn feeds through to more positivity for the markets, and indeed technology stocks in particular, which have been beaten down as the value out of growth and into value stocks did continue for most of last year. So what we've actually seen so far is a pretty good start to 2023. In the year to date, early days though it is, the Dow Jones is up 3.1%, S&P 500 is up 3.8%, the Nasdaq is up 5.1%, and the FTSE 100 is up 5.2%. Indeed, even the beaten down FTSE 250, which had a particularly weak 2022, is up by 5.5%. Turning to next week, there's a number of retailers to look out for. Obviously, 2023 so far, we've seen a number of positive updates from companies ranging from Next and JD Sports to the supermarkets, such as Tesco and Sainsbury. First on the blocks is a fourth quarter update from Ocado. Shares are down 51% over the last year. That's despite a spike of 72% over the last 3 months. Clearly, it's been another one of those which has very much borne the brunt of selling pressure, being seen as a technology stock. It's also loss-making as we currently speak, and of course seen as something of a jam tomorrow stock all the way through. By the same token, it is market leading, particularly in terms of its technology, and it continues to make new international tie-ups, which hopefully at some point will start to filter through to the bottom line. It's also a third quarter update from Burberry. Clearly the stock has benefited from the recent reopening of China after those zero tolerance COVID lockdowns. Stock's up about 29% over last year. Very much one that can maintain the brand heat. It's very innovative when it comes to keeping the brand at the forefront of people's minds. And of course there are defensive qualities to it on a simple basis that, as a general rule of thumb, the top end luxury part of the retail market tends to have customers who are rather less affected by recession. Finally, there's going to be a trading statement from WH Smith's. The shares are up just 1% over the last year. That's been made possible largely by a spike of around 35% over the last 3 months. And again, this is one that's coming out of the other side of COVID, all guns blazing. It's got a large presence at airports, train stations, even hospitals, as well as motorway service stations. So in that respect, a lot of its customers are fairly captive. Obviously, the rail strikes may have had something of an impact. That's no doubt that will be referred to in the trading update, as will how the high street is performing at the moment, given that people are starting to return to physical shopping as opposed to online shopping. Also keep an eye out for its US brand, which is called In Motion, where the brand is starting to grow, the stores are starting to grow, and it's starting to make a contribution. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.